Okay, Friday, September 2nd, just following up again on the SPY. It's a mid-morning kind of update, hour and a half into trading. You can see we have the type of bar here that's above the midpoint of the prior day. It worked its way up to its first target. So in other words, these two bars so far have broadened out. Now, you look for broadening action both up and down, and this was a case where you have to lower that bar. And then as we came up above, the high of yesterday, we then go to the upper end of this red bar. So these two bars are kind of a compound, broadening action of this bar. And that's maybe in a downtrend, that's all you get. And now you look for, signs to continue lower with the bigger picture. But we're not there yet. What I wanted to show you is the red to green move I was discussing early has followed through to the upside. So that's good. But until we get above this upper, blue line, the weekly chart still hasn't turned green yet. Not that that's critical. It looks like we're going to end up with kind of a neutral looking week one way or the other, whether it's green or red. And then we got to kind of see a halfway point, of this bar into next week. Do we go up or continue down? But we'll know more by the end of this session. But as of right now, there's still plenty of time to go. This whole thing could fail up here since we broadened out, and that might be just a minor broadening. Who knows? By the end of the day, we can come all the way down. But if that's going to happen, we're going to we're going to first start to go below. This is what I'm monitoring for. In other words, this is a 15-minute chart. Red to green bar gave you that push. We did take out that first target. It's broadening action on the daily chart here in an overall downtrend. So you got to be a little careful. Is this going to continue? But so far it is. So as long as we kind of have an orderly pullback that to me holds kind of the midway point of this green move up, as long as we just kind of pause in here, we can be continuing higher. We'll see if we turn this weak green possibly. But if we fail and come down, then it's just it's one of those things where you had, let's say that was a stock and you bought it there and then it goes up for 2 bars and you didn't take quick profits and it doesn't follow through, you can just break even because it'll end up being a choppy day. And if something happens where we really fail up here in reverse and have some kind of look where we're coming towards the lows of these bars and pausing, you can maybe go short to end the day very weak, to see if we can take out the intraday lows. But as of now, we're nowhere near that. I'm just saying what we look for. So yeah, red to green move kind of worked out. We're heading up still. This is a pause bar here. That's where it takes out a target. You kind of expect it to pause. Then you have to see if you get continuation or failure. We're still heading up, but let's just see what happens, So if it would be a very nimble, it would be a trade that could have been a very small gain kind of thing, or you can hold on or scale out and see if we head higher. I'm not sure what's going to, as of now, everything's still green and heading up. So let's just see where the day goes. I mean, if we really continue higher, then we'll see if we can take out these two, bars up here as our next target. And maybe the week turns green and by next week we really head up and we start taking out this target. And all of a sudden, the monthly chart, which I don't want to get into right now too much, all of a sudden that's taking out the midpoint of this month. And maybe it's a failure to, right on the first day of the month, we failed the 2 down and we're starting up towards the highs. And this whole, this whole reversal really isn't a reversal at all. But, I'm still, again, going to monitor the midpoint of that bar monthly, and then I'm going to see how this weekly bar responds. If we can't take out those targets, the next ones that are, assuming this bar kind of holds and we start up next week a little bit, and we roll over, to the downside on the daily chart, I'm still going to stay on the short side in the bigger picture. But for now, just wanted to follow up on the 15-minute chart. Definite red to green move. Definite, took out the target, and that's all you could expect. And now you just watch price action to guide you. And I'll do I'll end it here and kind of do a end of the day weekend video later on.